Sinner launches a new challenge to Alcaraz. Italian Jannik Sinner ended the 2024 season leading the rankings with 11,830 points, 4,820 ahead of Spain's Carlos Alcaraz, ranked number 3. The two players split the season's Grand Slam titles. The world number 1 won the Australian Open and the US Open, while Alcaraz took Roland Garros and Wimbledon. Sinner's consistency proved decisive, particularly in the latter half of the year, where he won titles in Cincinnati, the US Open, Shanghai, the ATP Finals in Turin, and the Davis Cup Finals in Malaga. Since the summer, he suffered only one loss, against Alcaraz in the final in Beijing. Sinner will begin defending his lead at the Australian Open, where he has 2,000 points at stake compared to just 400 for Alcaraz, who was defeated in the quarterfinals of the last edition by world number 2 Alexander Zverev. The tournament will take place from January 12 to 26. Both players have adjusted their calendars post-Melbourne. Alcaraz will skip the South American clay circuit, opting instead for the indoor hard courts of Rotterdam, a stronghold of Sinner, who will look to defend his title there from February 3 to 9. The Italian has added another challenge, aiming to compete against Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic in Doha, which has been upgraded from an ATP 250 to a 500 event. Sinner will debut at the Qatar Open, held February 17 to 22, as a way to extend his points lead in his generational rivalry with Alcaraz, while also keeping an eye on Olympic champion Djokovic's plans. Djokovic issues a serious warning to Sinner and Alcaraz. Novak Djokovic is back in the spotlight. After a 2024 season where he played limited tournaments to focus on the Olympics, he has declared himself ready to challenge Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz in 2025. Djokovic has emphasized that his main priority will be Grand Slam titles. The 2025 tennis season is about to kick off, even though the current season only recently ended with Italy's Davis Cup triumph. The first big moment of the new year will be the Australian Open, where Jannik Sinner claimed his maiden title in Melbourne earlier this year by defeating Djokovic, a 10-time champion at the event. The Serbian has promised to seek redemption. Right now, Sinner and Alcaraz are dominating the tennis world, splitting the season's Grand Slam titles between them. However, Djokovic, widely regarded as the greatest player in history, is determined to capitalize on his remaining years. Speaking to La Gazzetta dello Sport, he said, "2024 was my worst season in 10 years, with many ups and downs and personal issues to address. But I feel I can still compete at a high level." Djokovic acknowledges that Sinner and Alcaraz have solidified themselves as the best in the world and will be the main contenders for Grand Slams and other titles. Nonetheless, he remains confident. "Physically and mentally, I am ready to play tennis. I feel I can challenge these guys, and my experience will be an asset." Alcaraz sets his sights on the 2025 Australian Open. Carlos Alcaraz, the current world number 3, is already looking ahead to 2025 after a stellar season in which he won Roland Garros and Wimbledon, bringing his Grand Slam tally to 4. The 21-year-old Spaniard is eager to elevate his game further to compete with his generational rival, Jannik Sinner, who finished 2024 as world number 1. Alcaraz has been enjoying a mix of vacation time and exhibition matches, including a recent event in New York with Ben Shelton at Madison Square Garden. "I try to make sure people enjoy watching tennis. I give my best and aim to play beautiful, spectacular points. Facing Ben Shelton makes that easier because his energy and playing style create a great vibe," Alcaraz said. "I hope the audience enjoys matches like this. That's my goal every time I step on the court." When asked about his goals, Alcaraz revealed his primary focus for 2025. "The only Grand Slam I haven't won is the Australian Open, so I'm going for it. Hopefully, I can achieve it in 2025. It's a huge and important goal for me. While winning a Grand Slam is never easy, with so many great players working toward the same thing, I need to aim high. I hope to accomplish it in 2025. Early preparations with Ferrero and a new addition to the coaching team. After a grueling 2024 season, Alcaraz is set to begin his preparations for 2025 with Juan Carlos Ferrero, his longtime coach, who has played a pivotal role in shaping Alcaraz's rise to the elite level. In an interview ahead of his exhibition match with Shelton, Alcaraz reflected on their early days together. "When I started training with Ferrero at 15, I had nothing to say. It was all about keeping my mouth shut and my ears open," he joked. Now, however, Alcaraz has more input in his training and decision-making. Ferrero will be joined this season by Samuel Lopez, former coach of Pablo Carreño. Alcaraz praised the addition, saying, "He's one of the best on the circuit. Ferrero and Lopez trust each other 100%, and having both of them with me will be amazing. I think I'll grow as a player because of them." After the exhibition event in New York, Alcaraz will return to Spain to spend Christmas with his family before heading to Australia for the first Grand Slam of the year. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, because at Tennis Zone we are dedicated to bringing you the best information for the best audience, sharing in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and comprehensive coverage of everything related to the world of tennis. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. Additionally, at Tennis Zone, we strive to provide you with updated and high-quality content about players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant events in the global tennis scene.